what are you giving them back?
I think what I'm giving them back, man, is what they've been waiting for. You know what I mean? Skills.
What? Yo, just when things seem the same, and the whole scene is lame, I come in.
Ah, I thought you was gonna catch me with that. Get me with a copyright strike, did you? Nah, but what are you giving them back? Skills. Just when things seem the same and the whole scene is lame, I come, woo! That's right. I had to go step up. Well, first of all, allow me to introduce myself. The Troy Graham Experience. Welcome aboard. Gonna be a ride. Sometimes bumpy, sometimes smooth, but it will damn sure be an experience. Bless up, first one in the door, Mr. Phil Carl Roberts. Bless up. But tonight, we're going to talk about a few things in boxing and just maybe some life situations, man. Boxing is boxing. It's not going nowhere. But, I've been reading some articles about one Mr. Tyson Fury trying to get out of or not trying to fight Mr. Dillian White. Now, I've been called a fanboy for Dillian White. Don't know why. I simply said that he's a good fighter, right? And he's determined. The fact that he's Jamaican is a plus. So, but you notice that Fury, Wilder, both these guys said that he's easy work, but none of them want to fight him. Next up in the building, an oldie but a goodie, Mr. Tony Boswell. Much respect, brethren. Much respect, man. Yeah. So we all started off by, chopping it up about one Mr. Tyson Fury not trying to step up and do his duties against the one Mr. Dillian White. If Dillian White is so easy, hold on a second. Okay. If Dillian White is so easy, why is it that the top dog is not trying to get at him? First one was Wilder, who told him, "You a peasant, and you easy work, but I'm gonna block you out for 3 years." Okay, why would you block out a peasant for 2 years? Then of course you have the current one, Tyson Fury. The Dillian White is his mandatory keyword mandatory. Ain't no if, ain't no buts in there. Capital this, period that. Mandatory. He's not trying to fight him. Why? Mr. Boswell, can you tell me why? Mr. Roberts, can you tell me why? I dropped the link when we get some more people up in the chat up in here. But go ahead and spell it out for me, man, in the chat, man. I love seeing y'all here. Thank you for the support. As I grow, you're gonna grow because I'm gonna take you with me. That's right. And how high I grow, that's all depends on the limits of my soul, which has absolutely no limits whatsoever. Yeah. But gentlemen, what do you think is the reason why Fury does not want to step in there against Tyson? What's the issue? What's the issue? Excuse me as I drink this water. Mm-hmm. So you said I have argued. This is from I'm gonna call him PCR, aka Mr. Phil C. Roberts. I have argued all day with Fury fanboys and then told them that I think Fury will win if he sticks the jab. Priceless end to the conversation. I got you, baby, but they're not trying to hear you. They're not trying to hear you. They're kind of scary. They're kind of scary. But yeah, man. I mean, to me, if Dillian White is such easy work, his footwork is nasty, and this and that about him, Dillian White has earned his shot. Yeah, we've heard that. Let me tell you something, there, brother. We have heard that. We have heard it. But if he's earned it over and over again, why isn't he getting it? Can somebody break that down to me, please? Man has earned his shot, but why hasn't he? Why is he not getting it? Somebody share with me. And by the way, while I'm talking to you, I'm working on the back end, posting my this all over the place. So just to let you know, I'm not ignoring you. I'm multitasking. being as how I'm a one man show. So yeah, Fury has cherry picked every opponent he has fought. I I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. I mean, I don't think Klitschko was a cherry pick now. But but some might disagree with me, but the I and I don't think so. Fury should just fight him and move on. Yep, I exactly agree. Linda Hamilton. I'm sorry. Vertec. Respect, Linda. First time I'm seeing you, so respect. Welcome to the Troy Graham Experience. And yes, this is my real voice. I'm not trying to put the Billy D on. This is my real voice. Yeah. But here, I don't know what it is with him. I mean, is it the fact that there's a chance that he can knock you unconscious, or is it the fact that he's just a determined fighter that a lot of these cats don't want to step in the ring with one Mr. Dillian White? Somebody tell me, because I just don't know. Can somebody tell me, please? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't get it. I'm gonna reach out to Major Key in a second after I drop this link in all these boxing groups, right? Because that's what a lot of people won't tell you while they're on air. But I be working, man. I be working. That's how I'm gonna grow. So that is what I do. I work, and I will be back throughout the week because I'm off. I'm off for the next 2 weeks. So I'll be here, and it won't be boxing talk all the time, as the name states. It's a Troy Graham Experience. So I could be on here talking about raising my children. I could have my daughter on here. She's a registered nurse, and she does a lot of things. She has her own business as well. I couldn't be any more prouder than her if I was talking about myself. So yeah. So a lot of conversations, but tonight we're talking about Fury running away from Dillian White like oh my God, I should be beat up for this. Like the fastest man in the world from my country, and I'm drawing a blank at his name. I should be beat up for this. Usain Bolt running away from the people on the track. Is Fury challenge? Is Fury the new Usain Bolt of boxing? I think I figured it out. He's the new Usain Bolt of boxing. He's just gonna run, and keep on running because he's a Bama. He is a Bama. Yeah. But look, let me ask y'all a question, man. I mean, we go through these different podcasts every day about boxing. What do you all think that boxing is missing in this era? It's not one thing, but what in your opinion do you believe is missing from the sport of boxing in this era? Go ahead. We're almost home. Listen, okay. Yeah, White has to be the best body puncher in the heavyweight division. I agree with that. He's good at it. I think he needs to do it more frequently, Phil. Boxing Lounge, respect. Fury is a bad magician with his obvious sleight of hand. Lisa Bales, first time, man. I'm so happy to see you. What's up, Lisa? Respect. It's official now. I'm official. Lisa Bales has made me official. All right. So I'm gonna start sending the link out to a few people. So don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm multitasking up in this joint. So that's what I do. Multitask. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So that's copied. Let me see if I can reach this brother here. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna go and send the link out to a few people and see what the I and I can do. But yeah, I just threw out a question out there. What do you all believe is missing in this era of boxing? Because me personally, I think it's passion. I think there's a lot of passion missing from the sport of boxing, you know, and nobody tells their stories anymore. You only hear boxers talk about chasing that bag, A side, B side. We hear about splits when we shouldn't really be hearing about none of that garbage, right? We should just be in the ring, oohing and on as they as they showcase their skills to us, and every man makes it home on healthy, and every woman makes it home healthy because I enjoy female boxing as well. So what's going on with today's boxing, man? Also, is the Fury won't fight White situation, but what is going on with today's boxing? What took it off his path to make it that fighters could fight once a year and still have a career? Brown gone, Brown gone one. What's up there? What's up? I don't know if you're a man or woman, so I'm just gonna say what's up, what's up, what's up. So yeah. So what took boxing off his path? Help me out, people. Help me out. Keep talking. I'm gonna get some more folks, and then I'm gonna drop the linky link. Then I'm gonna drop the linky link here. But keep talking. I'm gonna reach out to a few people. All right, I'm back. Sorry for that dead air. I was doing some work in the background. Jay Blues, what's good? What's good, man? AKA Jesus Christ Superstar. I was just doing some linking up on the back end, man. What's up? So I don't know if you heard what the topics I threw out there are, Jay Blues, but it's why won't Fury fight White? And what is missing in today's boxing? You know what? Let's start. Let me just give y'all the linky link here, and y'all can talk amongst yourselves. Posts. All right. So here. Oh hell, what I just do? Whoops. I talk now. I'm getting responses, but I can't respond to everybody at the moment. What is going on? Okay. I should have just dropped the link, but I don't even see it. Y'all tell me if you see it. Okay, there it is. All right, I dropped the link for anybody who's bold enough to step up into the room with the Troy Graham experience. Any, all right. Like I say, everything comes at once. Everything comes at once when you're online. But yeah, the Boxing Lounge, Phil Cole Roberts, Lisa. I'm 100% official now with Lisa and Boxing Lounge and Phil Carl and Tony and everybody up in here. Jay Blues. Get this smoke. How did I know you was gonna come smoke? You see the link. You see the link. We're gonna have a smoke. We're gonna run it a little different today. Everybody's gonna get 3 minutes. That's one round. That's one round, baby. If you can't make your points in 3 minutes, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you, baby. But y'all see the link, so anytime you're ready, you can step up in here. We'll talk about why Mr. Tyson Fury will not fight Dillian White. And what do you believe is missing in boxing? It doesn't have to be one ingredient, it could be a lot. I'm a cook. So at the end of the day, I don't just cook with one ingredient. I cook with a lot. I cook with a lot. So you know what I mean? Yeah. Brown gone one. Ah, but yeah, can't say I remember you, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you for the support. And I'll be here. I'll be popping up for the next couple of weeks because I'm off for the next 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm gonna have some guests throughout the week, maybe, or a few days. Some you might know, some you might not know, but basically it's about the story and about the experience that comes with the story. It's not always about the guests because I could get names, but I'm a writer. I love stories, man. And when I talk to people, I love it. I love it. I love the intelligence that they I love intelligent people that have real intriguing stories, and that's what I want to get on my show. Yeah, because if I like it, you all gonna love it. Trust me. I've never stirred you wrong in an interview with anybody. I'm not gonna start now. Yeah. So respect it. Respect the one and all. So smoke. Oh, the smoke gone. Oh, smoke's still here. So's Phil, Carl Roberts. I will try to tune in when okay. Okay, Mr. Blues. Is there about a 15-second delay? I think so. Are you overseas, Phil? Are you in the UK, Phil? Or are you here? Because they just might be a delay. Not too sure. But yeah, let me see who decided to step into. Of course, it is him. Add to stream. Think I got it down now. Say something, Smoke. Let me see if I can hear you.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
All right. Yeah, it says one more. Hold on. Private chat. Is that you in the private chat, Smoke?
Yeah, I was telling you I was backstage, but you saw me.
Okay. Yeah. So two subject matters. Actually, bless up, man, and how you doing before we jump into this?
Oh, blessed and grateful, man. Shade better than spectacular. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
I'm alive and well, man. I'm alive and well, and always will be until I'm not. Till I'm not. But yeah.
You're beyond caring, huh?
No, that's not it. It's just a defense mechanism. But anyway, so tell me why Tyson Fury won't fight Dillian White, man.
I don't know. I can tell you what Frank Warren said. I don't know like why he won't fight him. Like the dude's had, 4 championship fights in his whole life. It's not like he's out here fighting everybody. He has like a history of not defending belts. I mean, Wilder had to sue him, right, to get that the one title defense Tyson Fury had in his whole career. He was talking about fighting Ajay Cabello, remember? But what Frank Warren says is because the split's not right, and so the next fight Tyson Fury will be fighting won't be. It sounds like a WBC sanctioned fight, so he's still going to fight, just not defend the title. It sounds like it's a money issue.
Yeah, hold on 1 second, Smoke. I'm gonna give you your 3 minutes. Ron Franklin, bless up, and Thomas Jones, bless up. Go ahead, Smoke. You still got 2 minutes. Hey, Smoke, you still there? Smoke.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was on mute. So yeah, I don't know why. I can only repeat what promoters say, right? I don't know these guys. But Frank Warren says it's because the purse split wasn't correct. The WBC, I guess they're saying that they were under the impression that it was supposed to be a 60 and 80-20 split, but the WBC said is 60-40, but Dillian White is supposed to be trying to get something closer to 45-55. So he's suing the WBC, and that put the whole thing on pause, like defending that title. and it sounds like Tyson Fury is going to fight anyway, but maybe in a non-title fight, maybe even sanctioned by the WBC fight. I don't know.
You got 60 seconds, baby. 60 seconds.
Okay, I'm done. I'll take my 60 seconds later. How about that? I reserve my time for later.
Man, okay. Okay. I don't know what the hell that means, but all right. But 80-20 to me is disrespectful. That sounds like you're really not trying to fight the man. 60-40 is cool. I would have just jumped on that and said, boom, hand me the paperwork, time to go to work, right? I don't know about the rest of the stuff you're talking about. Hold on, Smoke. Smoke.
Oh,
everybody get 3 minutes. I gave you 3. Well, I gave you your time, but you said you want to hold your 60 seconds, so hold it. Hold it, right? 60-40 is fine. I think that's fine. That's fair. Get it done. Me personally, at this point, because I've been shafted so much, if I'm Dillian White is what I'm talking about. Look, you could give me, 65-35. It doesn't matter. I'm jumping in there and I'm going to beat the life out of you. I'm going to take out every ounce of my rage on you. And then I'm going to move on after I beat you. But that's just me. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think that Dillian White is a mandatory, so the mandatory split is never 60-40, right? It sounds like what the mandatory split is set at is 80-20. And Dillian White is just trying to get more money. If I'm getting punched in the face and I got to take the same punch, regardless of how much I get paid, I want as much money as possible to take a punch. And not just the punch in the fight, but all the punches in the training camp to prepare for the fight. I am not going to, I'm not giving discounts because I'm mad. Like, nah, that's not me at all. Like, you gotta have to pay me, bro. I mean, if I'm a champ and you're telling me I have a mandatory thing, like I didn't pick Dillian White, and so I don't need to negotiate with Dillian White to pick up splits. This is what the WBC has ordered. The WBC needs to figure this out. Me as a champion, I want all my bread, all of it. I want the butter on the bread, and I want some chips on the side too. I want everything. That's it.
Smoke, I hear you, but Lisa, I don't. Okay, Boxing Lounge. That's actually Smoke. That's actually Smoke, right? You Boxing Lounge, right, Smoke?
So there's two. I think. So you see, I got Smoke Boxing Lounge out there, and I think there's Tommy might be out there too. So.
No. Yeah, because I don't see anybody in the back room, so I'm guessing it's just you, right?
But I hope so. I can't see your back room. But.
Okay.
Hopefully,
yeah. I can't see, but you know what, Smoke? If I'm in his position, and I know how many times I've been, I just been done wrong. I'll say fine, man. Come on, man. I'll take your little 80-20 fight, right? I'll take it. That's fine with me. And we could do whatever you want to do. But once that bell rings, understand you facing a man that's focused fury. And I've been waiting for years, and nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to be very focused. I'm going to be in the best shape of my life, right? And there's nothing you could do to stop me. I am not Deontay Wilder. You can't mentally break me down. And I hit a whole lot, and I have 2 hands I could knock you out with, not just 1, but 2. Okay, and that's what I would do. Oh, and Lisa, tell Tommy I don't see him back there. Just go ahead and hit the link again, and he'll pop up, and I'll go ahead and bring him up.
Yeah, that may be you, but that don't sound like Dillian White. Like Dillian White is the guy that doesn't take mandatories, right? Like mandatory shots. He goes for the money. Like Dillian White is a guy that turns down title shots because the money isn't right.
That's absolutely
it sounds
not
like
true.
Dillian White right now. That's why he didn't fight AJ in the rematch, right? For 3 titles, because he said the money wasn't right. Like that's like we're talking about, like what you would do and what Dillian White has proven what he's about, and what this seems like is the problem right now seems to be that Dillian White is way more interested in his bread than he is in these title shots.
Dillian White, at this point in his career, rightfully so, he has it in his mind that he should get paid his value, paid his worth, because he's put in the work. Troy Graham and Dillian White are 2 different people. Troy Graham knows his worth and knows his value, and no man can tell me what that is. So if I need to take a little less money to crush you and move on, so I can go and get my value, guess what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. In his case, he's like, no, no, no. You paying me, you paying me what I believe my value to be. If not, then I'm just going to walk away, or the fight just won't happen. That's the difference. Well, that's the
Yeah, I
reality
mean,
of it. Actually.
yeah, I mean, the other reality is the shot that Dillian White earned is 20%, right? But what he's trying to do now is leverage something else, as if Dillian White is on the same level of like marketability as Tyson Fury. Like he's not 60-40. He's not 55-45. He might be 70-30. But whatever. He's the shot that he's earned is not a voluntary shot. He hasn't earned the opportunity to negotiate with Tyson Fury for a fight. What he's earned is a mandatory minimum, his mandatory amount, and that's 20%. If he wants to sue to get more, to go along with his title shot, that's what Dillian White has shown to be. That, like him saying that he was mandatory, knowing full well that Dominic Brazil was mandatory, right? The whole like 1,000 days thing. Like what Dillian White is willing to. He also is a guy that is trying to leverage every ounce of his marketability and his market share as possible. And I'm not like mad at him or anything about it. I'm just saying it is what it is. Like this whole idea of like Dillian White owed stuff. Dillian White is not owed anything. What Dillian White has done is serve his own self-interest. He's served his own self-interest up and he's served his own self-interest up until now. He's earned his title shot. Like that. That's it. I'm not saying that he hasn't done that. I'm just saying that the idea that now people need to bend over backwards because the WBC screwed him, like he screwed the WBC, right? Like I think that has been a mutual screwing.
Okay, smoke. Yeah, that was your 3 minutes, baby. But look, I don't. Okay, hold on. I don't recall him ever saying he was owed anything. I don't recall it ever coming out his mouth. As we as content providers, I guess that's what they call us, and podcasters and people who just talk about this stuff, we have a way of talking in matter of fact terms, like we actually know the ins and outs of this thing. And that's not always true, because I never heard the man say that he's owed anything. When have you ever heard him say that he's owed anything?
When he said, "I'm suing you because you told me it was a final eliminated when it wasn't, so I'm owed a mandatory spot." When he's suing him right now, saying that I'm owed
word for word.
I don't understand. Like, what makes you okay?
Did he say it word for word?
Okay, hold on a second. If you
smoke. Did he say that?
I'm using my word. I'm using my words. I'm not quoting Dillian White right now. I'm telling you that when you sue somebody, you suing them because you're saying that they owe you something, and they're not giving it up. That's like what the purpose is. Like you don't have to say you owe me something.
So
You've already said that.
Is no.
Right? Say again. The question, okay, if you're asking me for my opinion, I'm giving you my opinion.
No.
If you ask me, is my opinion a Dillian White quote?
Calm it down, Smoke. Listen, I didn't ask you your opinion. I said clearly. Did you? No, I said, Smoke. Did he say word for word that he's owed something? That is not an opinion. That's
right.
Me asking
I'm telling you,
a question.
Correct, because it sounds like you're saying he's not saying that he's owed something by suing people.
I said clearly. Did he say he was owed something?
You don't have to. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. He's suing them.
He was owed something.
He's suing them, Troy. Like, why is this? I don't understand. Like, why all of a sudden it needs to be a direct quote? No. Like, what I'm saying. If I say that
we ain't going up the glory mountain and back down the hill tonight. Yes or no?
Okay. Again, your question sounds like you're saying that Dillian White isn't saying that he's owed stuff. Meanwhile, Dillian White has said he's owed stuff from the WBC for years now. Because now you want, like, what did he use the words "you owe me"? Like that's where you're trying to hang this thing on, like whether or not those words came out of his mouth. Meanwhile, he's saying how he's being screwed by them. That's saying that they owe him something. When he says, "I'm going to sue you," that's saying you owe me something.
Talk me on my own show. He's up.
You say that's what you're owing something. So no, hold on a second. You made this.
No, I'm not going to hold on a second, Smoke.
Okay, hold on. I can land this plane.
Okay, well, you hold on, because my question was very simple, and I'm not changing the wording. I said to you, did he say word for word he is owed something? The answer is a yes or no. That's it. It's not
Maybe
anything else to talk
okay,
about.
it could be, and I don't know, but I can tell you that
No,
every
it's
10
yes
days,
or no, Smoke.
okay, it can be, I don't know.
No, it cannot be, Smoke.
Why can it be?
Not
I
a,
don't know. Why can it be? I don't
no,
know. Why
it's
does
a
it have to
yes
be?
or no
Why are you
question.
creating this false dichotomy as if to say that Dillian White
Smoke.
hasn't been saying he's owed something from the WBC?
Did he say that? Did he say he's owed something?
Yes, he did. How about that?
When?
Yes, I'm going to tell you when he
When,
sued them.
Smoke?
When he sued them.
Bring it up. Bring it up. I want to hear the video.
Why? Why? Why do we need to do this?
Because I need
Why do
proof.
we
I
do
don't
this?
believe anything you say, Smoke.
Okay, great. So you're saying that he didn't sue them?
Bring it up.
Did he sue them or not? Is he suing them right
Bring
now or
up
no?
the video, Smoke.
A video? Okay,
Bring up
how
the
about
video.
okay?
I'm
All
staying
right.
straightforward on this.
All right,
Find the
cool.
video and find
Okay,
the
how about
video
this,
where,
Troy?
where
If you
Dillian
want to know,
White said out his mouth, "I am owed something." Find that
okay,
video and
okay.
play it right here on my show. Play it.
Again, that's for you to do, right? I don't need to
No,
do
it's
this.
not
Troy. I
for
don't
me to
work for
do
you.
because I'm not the one
I
saying
don't
it.
work for you, Troy. Like here's
Said
the
something that he
experience.
doesn't
Let me tell
say.
you something about me.
You work
Like
for
I don't
Smoke.
need to prove what I'm saying to you.
Yes, you do actually, because I
No, I
asked you
don't.
to.
I
Yes.
really don't.
Okay, so why are you saying it if you can't prove it?
Because I know
now
it to
it's a
be the
lie,
case.
Smoke.
Because I know it to be the case.
Okay, so you know it to be a fact that
Just because
that
you
he
don't know
said
it to be the
word for
case doesn't
word that
mean
he
I'm
said
lying
something.
or I need to prove it to you.
Yes, well, I know
Okay,
for a
cool.
fact that
Now
you're
you want to move
lying.
word for word. Okay, cool.
I know for a fact
Okay,
that you're lying. He never
then
said
prove
that.
I'm lying. Then prove I'm lying.
I will be more than happy to prove it. I will search YouTube. I will search Google. I'll search the whole internet to
Cool.
find where he said that I am owed
Okay,
something.
cool. For the words
And
that
as
I'm owed a
usual,
shot.
I will never find anything
Okay,
because
cool.
Smoke, you just can't acquiesce about something when you're wrong.
Okay, I'm not wrong,
You're
Troy.
just
What
wrong.
you're trying to do is play word games,
Okay.
and I don't even think you're right about the word games you're trying to play. Because really, what happens when somebody sues someone, you're suing them because you're saying you're owed something that you're not getting from them. That's the purpose of suing somebody. So like this word game is absolutely retarded.
So smoking everybody in the chat. What do you think boxing is missing in this era? You know, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what do you feel boxing is missing in this era, Smoke?
Missing?
Yeah, because I don't feel
Like
the
I said,
passion anymore. I used to run home to watch boxing after work or wherever I was. I don't feel that passion no more. What is boxing missing in this era?
I guess your passion. I don't know. For me, I said it like last week, right? When you asked, it's championship fights on free TV.
Smoke. There was an episode of the Cosby Show where it was Vanessa. She brought home this man. What's up, Guido? She brought home this older brother and said she was engaged, right? And the parents really didn't appreciate that. So Cosby had to break it down in simple form. Imagine if someone gave you your favorite cut of steak, and they seasoned it up just the way you like it, put everything you want on it, and they cooked it up just the way you wanted it, and then they handed it to you on a trash can lid. Would you still want it? That's the way I look at boxing sometimes now. Okay? It's not the same. The passion is not there when you got the top dogs that are not fighting. But I'm saying what is missing where you can't get fighters to actually fight? What is missing? Oh, Smoke ran away. Guido, jump up here, man. I got the link in the chat already. So just scroll up a little bit. You'll see the link right there and jump up here since Smoke can't take the heat. And anybody else who wants to jump up in here is fine, man. It is very fine. But yeah, see, because to me, I'm not angry or bitter about boxing overall. I'm just not attached to it like I used to be. You know that old blues song by B.B. King, "The Thrill Is Gone"? Well, hello, the thrill is gone, baby. Oh, Smoke decided to come back to play. Smoke.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. That's why I put myself on mute so I don't interrupt and all that stuff. So I hit the wrong button trying to come back off mute.
But nah, Smoke, I'm not bitter or angry about anything when it comes to boxing. I'm simply giving my opinion on the point where I don't feel that it's not the same. The whole energy is not the same because nowadays we don't really know these boxers because we don't get to hear their stories. We get to hear about them when they say I'm A side, B side, cross the street, or when they get in trouble, but we don't really know their stories. And that's what's missing from the sport. You know, when you had Wild World of Sports, you got the stories. You don't necessarily need to go backwards, but you need to learn from history so you can move forward and grow. And the only way fans will ever attach themselves to boxers, other than these zombie folks that are out here now, is to get to know these fighters' story. And I don't know any fighter story at present time.
Um, well, I mean, my impression about what you're saying is it's a couple of things, right? Like from your metaphor, it sounds like you're a choosy beggar, right? Because starving people don't turn down steak just because it's on a trash can,
I'm not
garbage
starving, baby. I'm not starving.
Exactly. That's the choosy beggar thing. Like you say you're a beggar, but you think that beggars have options. Like you're gonna be like, okay, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do this. Okay, cool. If you're in a position where you can turn down steak, depending on the way it's presented to you, then yeah, that sounds like you got some cool options. Sounds like you have other entertainment things that are taking away your attention. Maybe you're into like NFL stories or basketball stories. I don't know what kind of stories would pique your interest, but it sounds to me like there was a time when you were interested in people, right? And that could be for whatever reason. I don't know if
Okay,
you're
Smoke,
generally interested in people the way you used to be.
Smoke,
I'm just saying that
Smoke,
if you're a kid, let
Smoke.
me just finish my point, man.
I'm
Like, why
going to, but hold on a second. I'm going to ask you a
this is
question.
like the fourth
Where did I
time. Like,
say
let
that
me
I
just
was
finish the
begging?
point I'm trying to make. Like, you just asked me two questions. Let me finish the last question you asked me before you interrupt me to ask me a new
You
question.
got 60 seconds, baby. Finish it. Take a
Cool.
deep breath.
Cool. That's what I'm going to say to what I was saying to you is for the kids, they're aware of the
What's up,
stories,
Guido?
right? If you were into like people know what Deontay Wilder's story is, people know what Andy Ruiz's story is. If you're young enough to care, but I don't know that you're spending time on like social media or build up for fights like that. Like it sounds like you're like it's a grown man that has better stuff to do than follow other grown men around and find out their backstories.
What's up, Guido?
Hey, what up? What's
Guido?
up, Smoke? Hey, what's going on, guys? I mean, happy holidays. You
Hey,
know what I'm saying?
What's up?
yeah, happy holidays, man. I jumped on. We were discussing why Fury won't fight Dillian White, and then I asked the question, Guido, what is missing from today's boxing? I don't feel that passion anymore for the sport. What's missing from today's boxing there, brother?
Oh man, bro, shit. I think this fight's gotta be made. The best fight's gotta happen. Like, soon as, like, if it was up to me, bro, I'll make sure all the fights starting next year, the best fighting the best. You know what I'm saying? Because we need that passion back in boxing. You know what I'm saying? We're losing it. You know what I'm saying?
How do you do
Oh
that, though,
man,
brother? Yeah, how is the question? How? You could jump in here,
how?
Smoke.
Well, these promoters gotta put their ego aside. That's how. You know what I mean? Number one. I mean, bro. And they gotta understand it's not even about them. This is about the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? More than them. You know what I'm saying? And man, there's just so many ego involved. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it, bro. You know? If they could put
I
the
agree
ego
with
in
the
check,
ego part.
yeah. Honestly, man, the fighters need to step it up, bro. To be honest with you, you know.
All right, hold on one second, Guido. Let me shout out a new person in the chat. Coco the Bulldog. He says to bring more money to the table. And what? Okay, Coco, you gotta add more layers to that statement. You bring more money and what? You bring more money and you just give it to the fighters. I mean, where the money gonna come from?
See, all of this to me it sounds like it's the same. It leads to the same issue. And the more eyes you have on the sport, the more people care. The more you find out about that backstory, and there's just not the viewership behind paywalls. Like you can go with an ESPN, but ESPN is really dominated by football, basketball, and to a lesser extent baseball, and then like college sports, right? Like boxing only really cracks the ESPN like ticker when it's like big fights. So in order to like gin up the interest and the passions of the general public, you need to put them on regular TV, CBS, ABC, Fox. And we need champions fighting on free TV. And I think that's where the money comes from. That's where the interest in the general public comes from. That's where, you build your stars, all of that stuff.
Hey, Troy, man, I gotta charge up, brother. I'll be listening. All right. All right,
Okay,
Troy?
brother. Okay.
All right, bro. All right.
And I don't know if there's any ladies still in the bill. Lisa, you still here, and Linda, you still here. I think also the problem is they don't give enough respect to female boxing. That's another part of the problem with the sport of boxing, because you got MMA, and those women get a lot of respect over there. Boxing, the females who box over here should get the same amount of respect because they put in the same amount of work. You understand me? So that it should be one sport, because I don't hear anybody saying female, MMA fighters. They just MMA fighters. That's another
It's
part
also,
of it, I believe, that need to be
I
taken
think
care
it's
of. Go ahead.
also, but I think the reason for that is like a couple of things, right? It's not just that both of the rules are uniform in MMA, so there's not like 2-minute rounds and stuff like that. But I think there's also the level of competition is there. But there's another thing in martial arts, like not boxing, right? I mean, boxing is kind of a martial art, but it's like an offshoot, right? But in actual martial arts, the Eastern martial arts, and whatever, and the offshoot to that, it is supposed to be that a smaller, weaker person can dominate a larger person because of their mastery of the art, right? But if you just take two people of like equal mastery, then it just becomes like kind of a different thing. I don't know. Like the idea that like a woman jujitsu practitioner should be able to beat a male boxer, that's like ingrained in what we understand martial arts to be. So I think just that in general bodes well for women because they're not seen as having the same kind of disadvantages as a martial artist, as like say a boxer, which is just all about your punching power and your striking ability. Maybe like you don't have to deal with kicking and jiu-jitsu, like you're not using your own opponent's force to like choke them out and all that stuff.
I think boxing is dominated by a lot of male chauvinistic people. Period.
Oh, definitely.
Because if it wasn't, listen to me now. Because if it wasn't, they would see the beauty and how female boxing could actually work. Period. You market to the women, and what do women bring? Money and men. Because I don't know any man that doesn't want to find out what interests a woman, because that's how you get that woman. You find out her interests. If she's interested in this, you should be interested in that, and go from there. I would love to be able to sit around at a dining room table and hold a boxing conversation with a female I'm attracted to. Love it.
Okay. Now this is turned kind of weird, right? Like you want to know like why they're not respected, but now you're just talking about how you'd be attracted to somebody because they're talking boxing. Like these are not the same thing, right? Like if you're gonna respect them for their art,
okay,
that is a different thing than like now I'm trying to bang, right? Like that is part of the.
I didn't say nothing about that, Smoke. But hold on a second, Smoke, because we got a guest in the house. Miss Roxy Blue came to support me. Oh, Sexy Blue, like I like to call her. She's the TikTok queen that I know. What's up, Roxy? Thank you for coming out, man.
You're welcome. I'm just listening. I don't know what's going on, so I'm just listening to catch up.
Okay. You just want to stay in the chat?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, well, go. All right, go ahead and exit out. You should see a X, and that'll put you back in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you for coming out, oh Sexy Blue. All right.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like it takes I also think it takes a lot longer to actually master the sport of boxing, and there's just not enough female boxers, right? They're just like the ones who are even decent rise to the top so quickly because of the dearth of talent right now. And like, how do you attract women to it? It is like boxing is a lot older than MMA. It's been male dominated the entire time. It's like a much older sport that's been male focused. Women like really Ronda Rousey helped build the UFC, the modern day UFC, right? So it's just it's not the same thing. Like UFC was male dominated for a while until the women came in and kicked the door down. But there's a lot more women that are like kind of, you can see that they have, I don't know, the level of competition, there's more parity. And not only is there more parity, but there's more proficiency amongst the women in MMA. Like boxers, they just, yeah, it's going to be a minute. I don't know. You've seen like champions fight like people who shouldn't even be in the ring, right?
I've seen a lot of things. Smoke, go ahead and make your point.
No, I'm saying in boxing, like we've seen like really great champions being there with people who have like 3 fights and 2 of them are losses, and they just like don't even look athletic. They just look like, squishy people who go to boxing gyms to like lose weight kind of thing.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying like the difference in like what why the female boxing product isn't quite there yet. I think for a mainstream audience, the way that MMA is, right? It's just there's a bunch of different like psychological things that happen with martial arts and women. And then there's also the reality of like where a bunch of women fighters are in the MMA versus boxing. I don't know if it's just I don't know that boxing is missing the female fan just yet, just because I don't know if there's enough female really great boxers. Like there's maybe 5, right? I mean, even like in the history of the sport, like like having like a top 100 women's boxers of all time, like by the time you get to like 25, you're talking about people who like nobody knows.
Okay, well, Smoke, boxing is missing the young fans. Boxing is missing the female fans. In some cases, boxing is missing people like myself, the middle-aged fan at some point who just lost that love and feeling because it's gone. I don't know how to sing, obviously, but so it's missing a lot of things. Smoke. Jay Blues, jump up in here, man. I want to hear your opinion there, Jay Blues. You there hiding in the chat. Jesus Christ Superstar is not supposed to be hiding in the chat, Jay Blues. But yeah,
I mean, the thing is that nobody can give you your passion, right? Like your passion has to come from inside. Like I can't argue you to like give you a good reason why you should be passionate about anything. I can't give you a good reason to get out of bed in the morning, really. Like that has to come from you. If it's gone and you want to rekindle it, that's cool. But I mean, you're online talking about it. Like you're still helping the sport. So there's some passion about it somewhere, but
Smoke. Do you know what the word pause means? Couple of things.
Don't ever
say, hey, when you talking, hey, listen, pause. When you talking
but
to
you don't
me
want me. Why are you
me,
always trying to pause me while I'm speaking?
Okay, listen to me. When you're talking about me, don't you ever say passion and getting out of bed in the same damn sentence again. Hear me, Smoke? Go ahead and make your point up, man.
What?
That was some cringe stuff, man.
Okay, listen, I am not responsible for where your mind goes when I speak. Like there's a figure of speech. Getting out of bed in the morning is about motivation to live life. If you feel like I'm like trying to be like homoerotic or talk about your sexual, like, dude, all I'm talking about is a reason to be alive. A reason to like, why should I get out of bed today? I can't give you those reasons. You have to come up with that yourself. Like each and every individual has to do this.
Smoke, that's just common sense in life. I don't need any help to get out of bed. I'm always passionate. I get out of bed. What I'm saying is that my passion for boxing is not at the same level that it was. And there's just reasons for that. Because boxing's passion is not at the same level that it was. And at this point, it should be higher because, you got all these young, talented. I'm older, but boxing is younger. So they should be more hyped up and be more brilliant fights and all that. But it's not. You got Tyson coming out of retirement fighting Roy Jones. And he's pushing everybody aside. And you got the dirty cab driver, Jake Paul. Sideshow Bob. What's he doing? You got Mayweather, the so-called best of the best, best ever, fighting MMA fighters and midget kickboxers and claiming he the best. I mean, what is going on, man? What is going on, really?
People are leveraging celebrity and trying to like get that thing back. Like you've seen the celebrity NBA game, like that thing on All-Star Weekend, that game gets as much play, if not more play, than like, you know, the number 1 and 2 like teams in the nation play, like, you know, playing on a Thanksgiving. They get the same ratings. Like, celebrities are celebrities. It doesn't really matter what you do when it comes to that particular thing, right? Like, Jake Paul is going to be a celebrity, and if he wants to box, people will tune in. If he wants to hang glide, people will tune in. Yeah, like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. If you want to see guys marinate fights for 17 years, then sure, we can, instead of complaining about how we don't get fights, just understand that in 17 years, like, let's see
No one's complaining.
old Terrence Crawford and old Errol Spence. You know, they'll do 2 million pay-per-views in 20 years because we never got the fight.
There's a lady in the house.
But that is what it is, right?
Okay, Smoke. There's a lady in the house. Let me introduce her.
Okay, go ahead.
And then you can get your 60 seconds, and Lisa will jump in. Lisa Bell,
Hey guys.
welcome to the Troy Graham Experience.
Hey guys. I was just gonna say, from my experience, I've always noticed that guys don't particularly care for women's boxing. I mean, not all of them. I think people are starting to open up more to women's boxing. I don't want to separate, like you said, the two is boxing. But what I do notice is like just say a female like Ebony Bridges, right? She tends to like sell sex. And I notice how popular she is based on that. She may not be the best boxer per se, but when her her weigh-ins with the bathing suits and everything, it draws a lot of attention. So sex do sell. Hello?
Oh yeah, and that's on both sides. Karate Hotties, same thing. Like, you know, yeah, Ronda Rousey was supposed to be a big sex symbol, like, you know, to turn you on and then turn your lights off at the same time. Like,
yeah, like my favorite little fighter, I like the little lady, Sinista Estrada. She's a bad little
yeah, I like her a lot. I like her a lot
lady
too.
can fight. She can fight. And she comes in, she's a lady. She comes in, with a little cape on, like Supergirl, but she's a badass. She can fight and she got skills. The way she knocked that girl out the other night, I was like, whoa. She got some skills,
Oh, I agree, Lisa. You need that passionate fighter. I don't care if it's a male or female. You need that fighter with passion, but not just passion, right? They have to be what? Consistent. They have to be in the public eye, in the ring, fighting decent to tough opponents every time we take a look at them, right?
The ladies do fight hard.
Yes.
They have
I'm not saying exactly. I'm not saying that they don't. They definitely fight hard, and I still respect them. But the business of boxing, I think, is very chauvinistic. So they're not getting the respect that they do. Because look, there's one woman that I interviewed. Sister is just like that. I like her personality. Her name is Melissa Odessa Parker. Man, it's so impressed with her. You have to hear her story.
I remember when she was on Major Key. Yeah.
Yeah, because I called her Joe, because she's been through so much. She's been through so much. She had to take off 3 years, Lisa. 3 years would have broke my back, right? But she had to stay out the sport 3 years, and she came back. And she don't just have a title; she has a title in boxing, and she's working on one in martial arts right now.
You got Amanda Serrano. She's like top.
That's another bad one right there.
Yeah, another one. You got, of course, Clarissa Shields, double gold medalist. You got Katie Taylor. What's the other young lady's name? Jessica McCaskill. Yeah, Jessica McCaskill. Yeah,
Jessica has them eyes. Oh, I love her eyes, man. Woo. She got them eyes that will melt steel.
Yeah, these ladies are all pound for pound fighters to me. Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever said that about a male boxer that you like his eyes?
I'm talking about the passion I see in his eyes, and yes, I have.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah,
I just want to make sure,
yeah,
right? I want to
yeah.
make sure we're on the same page.
You oversexed Bama. Keep it
Errol Spence
bucking.
got those eyes that you got those big eyes, but eyes that are expressive.
Lisa,
Yeah. I'm just talking about eyes. I'm not getting into all of those. It's just like eyes that could tell a story, those
no,
type of eyes.
I'm just saying that you getting smoked out up on the collar because you said Errol Spence. That's all. That's all.
Oh Lord.
Take it back to
Uh,
boxing for me, y'all, because I'm gonna say
yeah,
the shift
yeah.
the place up.
Yeah, but sometimes, but the ladies want to be respected. They don't want to be looked at as they want to be uh respected for their their talents and not being sex symbols, but some of them just can get away with it. Um
And uh, listen, Coco the Bulldog, man. I invited you up. I even put the link in the chat because of a text you put out there that only thing a woman could do is show me where the ring is or some nonsense like that, or tell me what round it is in the ring. You definitely got to come up here. Come on up, man. Come
yeah.
aboard. We're expecting you. The Troy Graham experience. I can help me save myself. Help me save myself.
So the biggest female fights, well, I hate the biggest fights that's coming up is gonna be Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor and Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall.
One of those fights.
No, they're not none of them are official or anything yet, but those are probably gonna be the two biggest female fights in the next, I guess, the upcoming year.
And Smoke, you
Yep.
don't have no thoughts on those fights? Were you sleeping, Smoke?
No, I'm not sleeping. Sorry, what was the question?
You don't have any thoughts on those fights?
On
Lisa,
those, I have the fight. I have thoughts on those women, but I got to see the fights. Like I said, like women's boxing, the parity isn't there, so you can't tell from one fight to another. You can just like imagine the fights that you want to see. I want to see the Taylor's Holmes fight, sure. I mean, it's Taylor Serrano. Sorry. Yeah, that's I've been wanting to see that. The woman that. I mean, let's just put it. Just be real. The biggest female fighters are not in the same weight class, so there's no way for them to thump. And there's, like I was saying earlier, the dearth of talent isn't there, so you don't get like these rivalries within a division. Like Clarissa Shields can't fight these other people because she's too big for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like there's like one fight to see really, and every single like all the male rivalries outshine it. Like the Serrano fight's a good fight. It's the best fight to be made in women's boxing, but like how much money is it? And like can it main event by itself on a Saturday night? Can it compete against other like sporting events? 8 o'clock on prime time Saturday night? I don't know.
I think they will be getting 1 million for it or up, both. So I think Smoke. What I think what has happened for Serrano has been great. Because Jake Paul kind of like has been putting him on her undercards, so it's giving more exposure to her. You know what I'm saying? And she's getting a bigger Hey, I'm not big on no Jake Paul either, but I will say is he did, that was a great thing, like getting her the
Yeah,
exposure that she wanted and needed. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he actually has names, like boxing names on his cards that are cool. Like the cards themselves aren't bad to me. It's just the idea that we're really talking about boxing when you talk about these people. Like there's a difference between celebrities doing stuff and boxers having a bout, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You know what? I have a question about that, right? I have a question about how he's helping boxing because uh I keep hearing that he's doing these shows, these pre-fights or whatever with these real boxers, but that should be a separate promotion from his fight because no one's gonna remember the a boxing card because the whole focus is him. It's him. So that should be a completely separate promotion from Logan Paul or whatever the hell his name is versus whoever. That's how that's how it really helps because you can't really give me any numbers on how it's helping now because you have no proof of it, right?
But the only thing is, there's been some like kind of semi-important fights on the undercards. Like he's had champions. There was Haney's first title defense was on an undercard of a one of these
Yeah.
I guess exhibitions or celebrities or whatever whatever you want to call them. Um, Jared Hurd, we saw him like lose and look like he really needs to like go back to the drawing board in his career on one of these cards. Billy Joe Saunders has fought on him, though I can't tell you who the hell he fought. Yeah, I mean stuff that is like semi-important to boxing, like to real action boxing purists, happen on these cards. So I'm not mad at it as long as boxing's happening. I'm not going to say when it where it should happen. I mean, especially like, do I really want to see Devin Haney fight Santiago anywhere else? I mean, you might as well fight him there, right?
What I'm saying, Smoke, that if you really want to help boxing and boxers that are on his card, it would be a separate promotion. It would be like, in accordance with whatever his name is, the Paul brothers promotion. We have this and this fight on the card and not mention the main event. That's a separate card. But I don't see that, so I don't see how that's helping boxing or how it's helping to get those fighters' names out there when nobody's paying attention to them. The people that tune in to see him tune in to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gotta tell you, like so I tune in. I've tuned in for the spectacle to check it out, but I've only actually really remember the boxing matches. I don't really remember what happens in like KSI versus Logan Paul 2. I don't remember it. Like I do remember the undercards, right? I remember the boxing parts, but not the. I mean, it's I guess it's whatever people are into. It's like you pitch a big enough tent, and people come from this thing, people come from that thing, but it's still eyes on the product. So
that's why I do tend to agree with Troy with some things. This is why boxing needs to take the reins back, and we got to get so we can get our fans back, because a lot of our fans have left and went to UFC.
Hell,
And,
even golf.
huh?
Even golf. They even left boxing for golf in some cases, Lisa.
Wow. Because when you see things like this, when you're looking at a person that a complete novice headlining a major card like that and getting and is on Google trending, not boxing trending, but Google trending. That's like wow, So it's like, dash. Has boxing become like what do you call them, exhibitions now?
It feels that way, doesn't it? But I tell you what, when you have good fights, like say, Elisa, can you go on mute for me for a second, please?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good. When you have fights like the Crawford fight against Sean Porter, those fights, as long as you get them in front of eyes, People want to see fights like that because they're passionate fights, they're good fights, they're exciting fights, and you get your money's worth. Nobody really wants to watch these two dudes with boxing gloves on saying that they're boxers when they're not. One's a YouTube dude, the other one's a former MMA champion. They're not boxing, they're not helping the sport whatsoever. Okay? At least I don't see how.
Um, can you imagine if Porter Spence was on free TV? Like
It would have
how
done
many
better.
people? How
It would have
many
done
people?
better.
How many millions of people would have watched that fight? You know.
Oh yeah, that was a great fight. Yeah,
What's your
yeah,
point,
because
Smokey?
Porter and Thurman was on free TV.
Thurman Garcia did 5 million views on CBS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Spence and Porter would have broke that, and it would have been a better fight. Like Porter Thurman, I mean Thurman, yeah, Porter Thurman was like kind of boring. I think, Porter Garcia, but actually, I mean Thurman Garcia. Actually, both of them were like a little bit boring. Thurman Garcia was even worse. But
Oh,
the
I
point
love
being,
former Thurman. Thurman versus Porter. That was my fight.
I think it was Thurman. Yeah, it's Thurman Garcia. I want to say it was the one because I think that went on. It went right up against like Woodley and Wonder Boy, and I had my both screens going, just like bored out of my gourd. But the point being, like you get great fights and you put great fights in front of millions of people, boxing will make a resurgence. Either that or you got to go like the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao thing, and where you just get like cash cows not fighting and marinating a fight to the point where everyone in the world knows about the fight, but everybody in boxing is bored with it by the time it actually happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this boxing is bigger than all of that stuff. You got amateurs coming up. You have prospects, contenders. You know, like how do we? You know, Troy was saying like, how do he get his mojo back? Like, I guess you just got to go back to what Troy would attracted you to boxing. Maybe you can find it.
Well, Lisa, it was the passion that came off the fighters. Like whether it was on free TV, HBO. I never got into pay per view too much, but HBO, uh, and all of that, and the free TV ones, and some pay per view fights I did get, but it was a passion that okay. It all started, take a Tuesday night fight, a Friday night fight. You see the same fighters over and over, and there's a couple that's winning and they in the same weight class. Guess what that's called? Anticipation. It builds anticipation because they're gonna meet somewhere real soon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't you don't have that. You don't have that today. You have a bunch of people talking about that they the big fish and they the big boss, and they run their careers and they A side beast. Man, please. I don't see any anticipation in that. Where's the anticipation? You got dudes down now that are in their 30s, and you telling me the fight can't get made and no one can make the fight? No one can make the fight. You got two promoters, and no one come up with an agreement that says, okay, boom, it's all set, we're done. The fight's gonna be made December, whenever, right? Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't just focus on that. There's other things in boxing. What about there's
No,
a
no,
lot
no.
of
I don't focus on it. I don't.
yeah. I'm just saying there's a lot of other things. Maybe that we could tap into some people. Should the light should be shed on it. Fighters. There's so many fighters people don't talk about, man. You
I
know?
agree with you. I agree with you. And those are the guys and the women that I love watching. The ones that
Mhm.
fight. I don't like my listen. I don't want no one to get hurt in there, but I like guys that come in there who are just passionate. I like I like fighters. Period. Men, women that come in there that are skillful, first of all, knowledgeable, and passionate about the sport, and they give their all. I don't want to hear about anything else. I don't want to hear any more politics in boxing. I don't want to hear about talk to this person. Nah, I don't want to hear about black and white and and this one ducking and he had 4 fights in 11 months and it's not fair. Shut up. I want to see some fights, man. That's it.
Well,
I'm
what
not bitter or anything.
prospects do you like? What do you like any prospects?
You know what? I don't even know any. To be honest, that's not true. I know two. I know two. Big Philly, who's a heavyweight, real name is Cortez Dunstan. He started out at Umar Boxing right here in Baltimore. He's an up and coming guy. I know him personally. He's real good. Then you got Ricky Popeye Rivera. He's trained by John Scully. That's a light heavyweight. Let me tell you something. Remember that name, Ricky Popeye Rivera. Not Ricky. It's
Okay.
not Ricky. It's Ricky it's Ricky Popeye Rivera, trained by John Scully, up and coming light heavyweight. That cat is going places. I remember asking him a certain question when we did interview with him, and he said, "You know what? In the future, Mr. Troy, I'm going to lose a lot of friends and lose a lot of family because I'm going to, in so many words, I'm going to get tunnel vision, and boxing is going to be the only thing I focus on." And that told me everything I needed to know. He has that passion.
Right.
He has. David
Okay,
Benavidez used
but
to
what
have
about
that
people
passion
on
as well.
TV like that we've seen like prospects?
Did you say, Lisa?
What about people on television that we've seen like prospects? Is anybody you like?
I don't keep up with it like that, Lisa. Ask Smoke.
You smoke?
The passion that Troy is looking for, like it's a double-edged sword. Like Troy is not paying attention to him and then wondering where the passion is. Like
Yeah, I
you
don't
have to pay
understand
attention.
it. I'm
Like
a
it
little
doesn't.
lost. Yeah.
It's like I don't have the same issues that you have. Like it sounds to me really like
I don't have an issue,
um,
Smoke.
uh,
I have a strong opinion, but I don't have an issue.
no, I'm saying I have issues with boxing, right? But what my issue isn't like how come people aren't as passionate as they used to be so that my passion can be stoked. Like I don't have an issue with my passion for boxing. This is like your issue.
I don't. Okay, first of all, I don't get what you're saying about
Okay,
because
eh, okay.
you can't.
You're
No,
saying that
listen,
you don't
Smoke.
have the passion
You
that you
can't
used to
tell
have.
me about my passion. You can ask me about my passion, but you can't tell me about my
I
passion.
didn't tell you
So
anything
okay,
about
so
your
look,
passion. I'm not
you
even
just
asking you about
said
my
that.
passion. I'm
You
just saying
just
that I
said it,
don't have
Smoke.
an issue with passion. Like when it comes to the sport of
No,
boxing, what I
you
the
just
issue that I have with it has nothing to do with I'm not passionate, or I think boxers need to be more passionate, or I think fans need to be more passionate. Like passion is not the thing. But I can understand, like if you are looking for more passion for yourself, if you're trying to rekindle the passion,
I'm
um,
not looking for more passion, Smoke.
okay, you literally said the thrill is gone. What's the BB King thing? Like I
Yeah,
can't argue. Like
I
you're arguing with
did say
yourself
the
at this
thrill is
point.
gone, but doesn't mean I'm looking for anything.
Okay, great. But you just said,
No.
how do I get it back? That's literally the question you asked.
And then I said that I enjoy watching fights like Crawford and Porter, and I can name a rack of fights that had me all happy and carrying on, man. So it isn't my passion that's in question, and none at all.
It wasn't the question
This
that
is
you
just not a
asked.
pa-
How do I get
This
my
is just
passion
not a
back?
passionate era of boxing, Smoke. It's just not a
Okay, then I
passionate
don't
era of
understand.
boxing.
Like you're gonna have to reiterate the question then, because like one of us is clearly
No, I
like
don't.
confused.
We're not doing
Okay,
that.
then
No,
what's
I
the
don't.
question? Because you said that you're not like it's not the issue, but the question that I am answering is
First, first of all,
how do we get
well,
passion back in boxing?
that's
Because
not
that was
that
the
wasn't my
question that was
question.
posed,
That
right?
was not my question at all, Smoke.
Okay, so what's your question? Like I said, can you reiterate it?
Yes, I said I said to everybody in the chat and to you and Lisa, what do you believe is missing in boxing today? I never I never said what my passion is. I said, what do you believe is missing in boxing?
Okay, that's
That's what
cool.
I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I mean, I know you said a whole bunch of stuff, but that's one of the things you said. But that's not what I'm referring to. But
No,
okay,
no, no,
cool.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
Smoke.
that
That
was
is the
cool.
only thing that I said, Smoke. That's the only question I asked, Smoke. I don't know
No,
what you heard.
okay.
No
Hey,
smoking. Not gonna tell me what
okay.
I said.
All right.
Said I
Cool.
didn't
Whatever,
say.
Troy. It's all
No,
good, dude. It
no,
doesn't matter. Like if that's
no,
it, I already
no.
answered that question a long time ago. What to do? Put championship fights on free TV.
That's only one part of it, though. I mean, it's just like a multitude of other things.
No, I
Because
think if you did that, all those other things that you're talking about will fix themselves.
I just believe this, man. If as much as I talk to people that are in boxing, I mean, young, old, or whatever, trainers, boxers, whatever the case may be, I talk to them. They all say the same thing. I don't really watch boxing as much. I just don't feel it as much. Buddy McGirt, every interview he goes on, he says he don't watch boxing, and he's a trainer. He currently is a trainer. John Scully, same thing. I don't really watch boxing. You know what I mean? Fighters say that too. Your boy Deontay Wilder said that. I don't really watch boxing.
Yeah,
He
a lot
said
of
that
people
right
said
on
it,
the
and they've been
boxing
saying it
board.
the entire time. Like this is not a new
Yeah.
phenomenon. People
So
are
it's
too busy
it's
doing their
not
own
about my passion.
self.
It has nothing to do
Muhammad
with
Ali
me, the
wasn't like, hey, you know
individual.
what? I go around watching other people
It
fight.
doesn't have to do with me, the individual. It's just that when you have boxing, it's not at the point where it could really keep you that involved unless you into the drama and the soap opera nonsense that's going on right now. Sure, it'll keep you that involved. Me, I'm a fighter's fighter. I like to watch fights. I love it,
So
man.
watch the fights. There's plenty of good ones. There's plenty of great ones that
There's fights
happen like
everywhere.
every year. Like
Really?
2017 was
Great
a great
ones?
year for boxing. I'll tell you,
What's the last?
up until the
What's the great
pandemic,
fight you watched?
up
What's the
until the
last great
pandemic,
fight you watched?
the last great fight I watched was, I mean, the last one I can remember was the Fury Wilder trilogy, right? To me, that was a great fight.
Mm,
But
very good
the
fight.
last good fight I saw was Porter versus Crawford. That was a good fight. Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton was a good fight.
That
You know,
that fight, yeah, that was a robbery at the end. But go ahead. It wasn't so
I
much a
mean,
robbery, but
whatever.
it was.
You know, I'm just saying, like you can, like I was, you know, before you went there to try to narrow it down to my last good one. What I was saying was, 2017 was a great year for boxing, and we've had really good years all the way up into the pandemic, and we're coming out of the pandemic and getting that momentum back.
I don't know what the pandemic has to do with fights.
I'm saying, like, so, like I was saying, like 2017, we had like, you know, we had AJ versus Klitschko. We had Triple G versus Canelo. We had
Come on, man. It's going
Spence
back too far.
versus we had Spence versus Brooke. We
It's
had
2021 though, Smoke. I'm talking about
Hey,
what
no,
great
I'm
fights
trying to
did
tell.
we
No,
see in
I'm just
2021.
going through the whole thing because I'm making my point, right? Like we had great fight. It started there. 2018, it carried over into 2018. We had great fights in 2018 also, and then we had great fights in 2019 also. But then the pandemic happened, and so boxing just like it lost a bunch of momentum that it gathered for like 3 years after the whole like Mayweather era kind of died down, right? Yeah, it just like kind of gathered itself,
Don't do
and
that.
I think we're getting really good one, like Castano versus Charlo, really good fight. You know, Usyk versus AJ was a good fight. You know, I think we're getting really good fight. Like even if you're into like two bangers, the Jukumbayev versus Matias was a hell of a back Baranchek versus Valdez. Like where did it go? Like there's just fight after fight. We had like Josh Taylor versus Ramirez. I love I was screaming my head off during the Andy Ruiz versus AJ fight. Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like I was
I could.
disturbing the peace off of that fight. Like yeah, man, like we get good fights. I'm not like I said, I'm not saying that what your issue is, like what you're saying is a problem with
Stop
boxing. I'm not saying that.
focusing on me. I am not
Okay,
the
great.
issue.
I'm just saying, but you're posing the question. So what I'm saying to you is your
Yeah,
perspective
but
your perspective on what's the matter with the sport
boxing is the
not
issue.
my perspective.
Troy Graham is not.
I don't have the same kind of issue. This is not. That's what's happening with me. I am seeing good fights over and
I
over
never
again.
said you did. I asked you one simple question. What do you believe can make boxing better? That's it.
I already answered it a million times, but then you keep coming back with different questions.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Said, like you asked me last week, the same question last week. It has not changed. Free championship fights on free TV. That's what's missing.
Listen,
not good fights. Not backstories from fighters.
I get it.
I knew you used to go. I'm just saying.
I understand you used to going on other podcasts where they just talk the same thing over and over, but boxing is a many layered thing, man. It's not a
I
one way
got it,
street.
but your question for me
It's
is
a
not.
super
The
highway.
question that my perspective on your question is really simple. Put championship
Yeah,
fights on free TV. All that other
some
stuff
of them,
solves
yeah.
itself.
All right, Lisa, you know, what's your thoughts before I close it down?
Um,
For your closing thoughts, I should
what
say.
was the question? Was what can boxing say that again?
Oh my God, yeah. The question was, what do you believe boxing is missing in this era? Just to paraphrase it. Yeah.
Well, we do have fights on free TV. We have the FS1. Like we was I thought that was a really good fight. Was it on Fox Sports One or was it on Showtime? The one with
But both of those are behind like cable. I mean, like when I say like free TV, I
uh,
mean like network TV. I mean Fox, CBS, ABC.
oh yeah. What's
You
his
know, with
name?
tens of millions of viewers and stuff like that. Or 80 million
Brandon
viewers.
Brandon Figueroa and Cool Boy Steph. I thought that was a really good fight.
Yeah,
Fulton.
I did too. Yeah, exactly. That's what
I
I
thought
mentioned that fact. Yeah.
that was a really hard fight to score. It was tough.
Yeah. That was also very ugly. But yeah, I actually watched
Yeah,
that fight. That they,
I thought that
I don't
was
know
a
why
really
they
good
spend that.
one.
Yeah, because Figueroa could have boxed that boy, but he didn't. And I don't know, but maybe it's just me.
Figueroa is tall. He's rangy, but he likes to fight on the inside.
Kind of like
He's
Paul
Yeah, he
Williams.
likes to rough you up. Yep. He
yeah,
likes to
Kind of
rough
like
you
Paul
up.
Williams
yeah,
did. Yeah.
yeah, and so is what's his name is like that too, Fundora. I heard Fundora may be fighting Lubin. That'll be a good
Where
fight.
is
Yeah,
Lupin? He had that big win and then he disappeared. That's what I'm
Lubin
talking
around.
about.
He's been fighting. Lubin been fighting.
When's the last time his brother fought?
I can't remember the last guy he fought, but he has been fighting. I've been watching Lubin's fights. He still fight on BBC. He's still
Okay, I
around.
know he had that big win where he stopped somebody and then he dropped Berlanga in sparring, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, he should have capitalized off that and had a
He's
fight.
still yeah, Lubin's still he trying to come up to get it getting title contention again, you know.
Well,
Just
I
that
tell you
it's
what,
just Castano Charlo situation just is kind of overshadowing the whole 154, like what anybody else is doing.
Castano,
So
I don't even know.
Right.
Is this a rematch fight,
yeah,
Smoke?
the rematch
Yeah.
for undisputed. Yeah.
I think he
I was
beat
so
Charlo. I
disappointed
think he
that
beat
night
him.
that they didn't have a winner. Yeah, it's tough, man. But it happens sometimes, it happens. Yeah. The whole
Yeah.
154 division is stacked. That's a stacked division.
Where?
That 154 division goes under the radar, but it's a very stacked division.
Who are the champions up there, Lisa? Charlo and Castano. Who else? Just those
That's
two?
it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
That's why it's
yeah,
undisputed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say that that Crawford could just move up, but if he can't get a fight with Spence, he's definitely not going to get a fight with Charlo. Same issue, different name.
Not really the same issue. I don't.
You think so?
Yeah, like
They have the same advisor,
um,
right?
yeah,
Right?
but the advisors aren't the issue.
What's the issue?
Well, a couple of things, but like really, first off, they don't have anything to do with
Make
like
it short and
PBC.
sweet.
It's just like historically, the welterweight division is a glamour division and takes a whole bunch of money, so there's always more politics when there's more money in boxing. It's always been that way.
Okay,
Like
short
in,
and sweet, Smoke. Short and sweet.
I don't know how to answer your question in a bumper sticker fashion. Sorry, I don't
Okay,
have a pre thought out answer for you.
okay. When I say what's the issue, make it short and sweet. Just simply say I'm just asking you to get to the bullet points. I don't need you
Yeah,
to.
I got you.
Yeah,
You want me
just
to
get
have
to the
it like
bullet
I
points.
already have it bullet point answer for you. Like I didn't pre-think about this thing before you asked it to me. Like
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
a computer, right? I'm just telling
I'm
you
sorry.
that
I
the
think on the fly
147,
like that,
the one
Smoke.
like
I think
every
on the
single
fly,
glamour
Smoke.
division, every single glamour division, it's harder to
We
make
don't need to
fights.
hear about the glamour divisions, though. I'm just
Well,
saying,
that's
make
the
it
answer.
simple.
Like you don't want to hear the answer to the question, then if you don't want to hear about
No,
glamour
I don't
division,
want to
because
hear
that's
your
one of the issues.
long-winded answer to the question.
It's
Exactly
not
right.
long-winded. It's literally one of the
Trust me,
issues.
it's coming from you. It's
147 is a
long-winded.
money division. 147 is a money
Yeah.
division. 154 is
He,
not.
he's right, Troy. 160, 147 and heavyweight, and what else? Lightweight? Is it
Yeah,
lightweight?
yeah. Those
Those
are
are
the
the
four.
glamour.
Yeah, four most difficult divisions to make fights in because those are the glamour divisions.
No, Smoke is 100% right, and that's why we
Okay,
haven't
so
had an undisputed in those
so
uh
if Crawford, okay, let's
divisions
say
in a long
Crawford moves
time.
up. I'm sorry, Lisa. Let's say Crawford moves up to 154, and he has a couple of good wins, right? Then how does he go about getting a fight with, let's say, Charlo if he beats this guy? What would be the difference between what's going on with him and Spence that won't be the difference, that won't be the same with him and Charlo? It's the same PBC thing. So you
The
telling me that
politics
Charlo
would
will
be
actually fight
different.
him?
The politics would be a little different because of the
How?
division. There's not a lot of money in the 154 division. Smoke just told you that.
Okay.
It's not even an old division. Am I correct, Smoke?
Yeah, I mean,
It's old enough.
relatively speaking, right? I
Like
mean,
It's,
not to
168.
the other
Yeah.
guys,
it's
but
more
yeah.
than 20 years old.
I mean,
It's
but
more.
yes, but relative to the welterweights, 100 years
No,
Yeah.
old,
it's
100
Okay.
plus years old.
it's yeah,
I say it's
yeah.
going to be the same issues. I don't think Charlo's going to fight the man. I think it's going to be the same
I
issues.
think Charlo, if he was to go up and get a few fights, I think Charlo by then would probably move up because he
Okay, well,
would
tell
have
me this,
so much
right?
to do in
If
160.
Charlo has all the belts, who is there for Crawford to fight to make some noise? If Charlo wins all the belts, who could Charlo? And then Crawford
Only
moves up
way,
to
only
154.
way Crawford could do it is if he exercises his WBO thing, like Usyk did, and like Bud did
Okay,
with
okay,
Jeff
okay.
Horn.
Yeah, he doesn't have to
Hey,
go through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
He can just exactly. Like he can go straight to the top, not only because he has a WBO, but also because he has a name that is bigger than everybody else's name at 154. So everybody's gonna want to fight him.
Right. See, Boo Boo Andre didn't do that. He waited too long. I heard a few weeks back he was saying he's gonna move up to 168 to be the mandatory for Canelo. He waited too long. Canelo was getting ready to.
gone.
Yeah, he's gonna go to. I'm not sure if he'll campaign at cruiserweight. He'll probably campaign at 175, but his timing was just all wrong.
I think David Benavidez needs to get out of 168 because he don't belong there. He walks around at about 215 maybe. He needs to go to light heavyweight. That's where he
Yeah,
shine and get to showcase all his skill. He
yeah,
doesn't need to
probably
kill
look
himself
good
to make
there too.
168.
Yeah, look at Callum Smith when he went. He looked better. Like didn't look as emaciated during the weigh-ins.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
need to be at 168 because that's a tweener. That's a tweener weight for people that are slightly too big to be 160 and then slightly too small to be 175.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think David Benavidez has any of those issues whatsoever.
Nah, nah.
None.
His you could look
None.
at him, tell by his stature. He's tall. To be honest with you, he looked like he could tap out at probably a cruiserweight.
Well, those
When
cruiserweights walk around
at
at
the,
the really
no,
heavyweight.
I'm talking about at the end of his career. I meant tap out at the
Um,
end of his career. I could,
Bridgerweight probably. The whole new weight class they got, the Bridgerweight nonsense.
hmm I could
He could
see him
probably
being
do
a
that.
cruiser easy. He just have
Yeah,
the dimensions. I mean, I could be wrong.
could be. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been off for over an hour now, and it's been my pleasure to speak to you. But you know what? I'm gonna tap out right now. But now,
That's all the passion you have for today, huh?
any closing remarks from Smoke and Miss Lisa? I'm not
I
paying
mean,
this man
just so
no
happy
attention.
Troy and get to smoke. You two are funny. You two are hilarious. Like oil and water. It's hilarious listening to you two.
But listen, Lisa. You gotta say the name of the show one time for me. It's called the Troy
The
Graham
Troy
Experience.
Graham Experience.
I got to get that on the
Okay.
sound
Yeah.
bite. That'll
How
be
about
great.
this? Troy Graham Experience. Is it the same thing? Or is it just Lisa's voice?
Troy Graham Experience.
You see, that sounds much better. You could keep your
Yeah, I
face.
wanted.
It's going to
Uh-huh.
be Barry White sounding like Barry Whitaker. So
All right, listen.
Smoke, you know
I'm,
you ain't no Barry White. You need to
no,
stop.
and listen,
Lower
and
Judge.
I
I
actually,
heard you.
every now and again, I agree with Troy. Right on that one, I agree with him. Like your voice is much better. I'd rather hear you say it too.
yeah.
Oh, so
And as
sweet.
I like to say, man, everybody in the chat, thank you for coming out. Those who are still here, those who were here and left. Everybody that's watching on Facebook, bless up yourself. Everybody have a safe and happy holidays. Oh, Lisa,
Yeah.
guess
Peace,
what I'm
peace,
cooking?
guys.
I'm making some
But
orange turkey wings.
almond
I'm make
turkey ring?
Yeah, for
Wow.
Christmas. Yeah, yeah, a
Almond?
little orange ginger, orange
Oh
ginger
wow.
turkey wing.
Sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I'm gonna take it over to my auntie house. We're going over to my auntie house, and she's gonna make her world famous
Nice.
jerk chicken and curry chicken, and we're gonna chill.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
done already
Well,
cut up some cabbage. I
yeah.
hate
Well,
cutting up stuff. Yeah.
yeah. My hands are not on what they used to be, man. Cutting up heads of cabbage is not as easy as what people think it is.
I don't like it. And my best friend is a chef. My best friend is a chef. She could do that stuff like you remember them Ginsu commercials? That's
Yes,
how fast she cut. Shoot, just that quick. I
yes,
kid you
yes,
not.
yes.
I saw her do that one day. I walked out the kitchen. I said, I ain't messing with her. Shit.
Yeah.
Bitch, you cut me.
Yeah,
We get
yeah, and I'm working.
argument.
Hey,
Knife
Lisa.
me up, man. I like
Yeah, man. And I'm doing better with the. I'm a big pasta lover, but I found this pasta that's made from palm hearts or something like that. You got to Google it to see what a palm heart is.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it's all good though. I mean, you season it up right, it's good.
yeah. That's
So,
what's
but
up. That's what's up.
thank you again, everyone. One and all, bless up, and I wish you the very best. And listen to me. This is my closing statement all the time. Purposeful positivity pushes past all problems. Understand me? So there's no problem too big that can't be handled by your positivity as long as you're purposeful and you keep on pushing. God bless one and all. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Roxy.
peace.
All right. Yeah, I got
Peace,
Roxy Blue in
everyone.
the chat. All right. Oh,
Peace,
before I
everyone.
go.
Thanks for having you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Anytime, Lisa, anytime. So bless up. Now see how I had it and then I lost it. I got an outro I wanted to do. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for it, but we'll see if this outro works out. We shall see. But yeah, I'm working on it. Main thing that you have that you would what is the one main thing that you have that you would want people to remember you by? And not one, but those things that are dear to you that you would want to be remembered at. I guess it's my words, man. You know what I mean? Just my words. And if people remember my words, they'll remember me forever. God by nature, mind raised in nature. But it's like, to live forever, you gotta set, not set trends, but you gotta to live forever, you gotta bless up yourself, good people.